And welcome in as we are here for another event on Delaware Live Sports powered by 302. My name is Nick Halliday, and I'm joined by my co-host tonight, Joe Vitri. Joe, thanks for coming out and helping us tonight.
Oh, my pleasure, Nick. I tell you what, it's been a number of years since I've been in the high school athletic circuit, and I've got to tell you, I'm stoked. I've been excited about this.
You couldn't have picked a better game, Joe. I mean, you got number 1 versus number 2 tonight. That's our Delaware Live's poll, right? AP, Associated Press. I mean, last year's championship game, both teams returning a lot of good starters. A couple of new people coming on for Padua, and we're here for a good event. And I'm super excited to be doing this game with you.
Thank you very much. And I got to tell you, too, you got number 1 and number 2 in the state, and you have both teams coming in at 3-0. Both teams only dropping 1 set.
That's it.
In the season.
Yeah, so far. And there's our first point already. And that's Brooke Dow serving here now for St. Mark's, and she gets started with the ace. That ball dug out there. Blocked at the net. And there's another point real quick.
There's Nicole Demiris at the front of the net there, just knocking the ball down.
Correct.
Giving the Spartans a 2-0 lead.
Here's a set blocked again, just as you spoke. That's the reverse announcer's jinx there, huh, Joe? She gets the block at. Oh, it went out. They say it went out, so never mind. That's going to be a point towards Padua. And it's deep back here, but they're going to get it over with. That's Sarah Hessler. Oh, blocked at the net. I mean, that was Maya Lewis. I apologize. Here goes Padua with a set. Back to Bond. Bond hits it, but that's Lewis again there for the dig. Tipped up and over. Oh, what a diving save by Amanda Quinn. Great job. And we're still on this volley right now. It's tipped over, tapped at the net, and it's going to drop. And that's going to be a point for number 5, Megan Peters.
Megan Peters just stuck her hand up. Next thing you know, it's just floating to the bottom right there in the front row here of the Spartan side of the Spartan side of the net.
Exactly. Yep. There's a deep serve set. Big hit, but it's dug out by Padua. Quinn's just going to have to hit it over. Another dig. There's Bond with the hit. Jurkovic just taps it over. Bond's going to have another opportunity. It's hit, and it's good. Padua takes the lead here, early 3-2. And I do apologize. That is actually Cassidy Jester out there for Padua.
Padua went on a 3-0 run there for a brief period before St. Mark's with that point there to tie it up at 3.
Back here to serve is going to be Taylor Holly. Hit the net, tapped over. St. Mark's there. Another block at the net, though. Big hit, and it's going to be out.
Jurkovic with a nice return, however, it did go just a little bit long to give the Panthers 4-3 lead.
Correct. Great job by Peyton Sullivan there with the dig for Padua. Padua takes a 4-3 lead. There's a set. Jurkovic. And it's going to be out. 2 in a row for her. That ball goes out.
From this vantage point, it looks like there's possibly a little bit of a tip there.
Hey, man.
I'm just from our vantage point.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Another one. She's just going to tap it over. Great diving save. That's Amanda Quinn again. There's a back set. No good, though. Free play here. Big hit towards us. And that's Cassidy Jester, number 16 for Padua. She's got 2 big hits in this early set already. 6-3 lead now for Padua. Set back to Jurkovic, blocked at the net. They save it, hits net again. It's going to go over. Nope, they're going to call a net violation. That point's going to go to St. Mark's.
I'll tell you what, Nick, watching the game last week with Padua and Archmere, the Pandas won on quite a few runs there to actually come away with the victory, and they're doing the same thing here. Down 2-0, they're outscoring St. Mark's after that 6-2.
That's it. That's the key to success, right? Take those runs and go with them.
Exactly.
Here's a set. Block and in. And that's going to be Maya Lewis getting on the board for St. Mark's. Nope, never mind. Oh, yeah. Why they got the 6-4? 6-4. All right. Now they're mixed it. They mixed me up, too. Oh, serves, and you're going to you get the net ace.
I'm thinking tennis, that's a fault.
Yeah, right?
but as a Spartan alum, I'll take the point.
Yeah. Katie Sanchin with the long one that time.
You just have a feeling this match is going to go the distance tonight.
Oh, yeah. I have a feeling. Serve for Padua. It's going to be overhit, and that's going to be a point. That is Bond and Jester there together. They take advantage of that overhit there by St. Mark's. There's another back set to Jurkovic. No good. Blocked at the net, and that's Bond. Standing tall. Helping get that point. 9-6 now. Padua.
She was determined that ball's not getting past.
Oh, yeah. She was a wall right there. Here's a back set to Jurkovic. She's just going to tap it in. She finds the open spot on the floor. That's a point for St. Mark's. Jurkovic on that state championship last year, just a junior this year. With her size, I would have swore she was a upperclassman last year. Back set to Lewis. A little long for Maya. Going to go point for Padua. As Mike and Jay say, Joe, and I'm sure they're listening as that ball goes out right there. Mike and Jason, our normal volleyball commentary, and our Mr. Volleyball, they're called from so many other media outlets, but they're down in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, enjoying some golf, and I'm sure they're listening in, but they would say we're on the seesaw, back and forth. Big set, but it's going to be into the net.
Yeah, Bond was ready to give it a whack there, and next thing you know, it's like, just not enough to get over. But I'll tell you what, it's not going to be the last of her for that.
No. There we go again. Another service error. 11-9 now, Padua. Of course, we have the always faithful student section for Padua, but then we have all pinked out over here, the St. Mark's student section. And a block at the net, but he gets through. And that's going to be Lewis with another point for her.
Yeah, Maya Lewis just went up, slammed it down, and next thing you know, one.
That's it. Gets through the arms of the Padua defenders there. Good serve. Here's the set. Big hit. Jurkovic able to get it, though. Digs it out. Back set, back line, no good. It's going to be long.
A little too much muscle on that one.
Looking for the open spot. It was there. She just was a little bit too long with it, like you said. A little too much on there. Oh, nice dive by Jurkovic. And it's dug out by Jester. They're going to tap it over. Quinn there sees it coming. Blocked at the net. That's Nicole Dimris with a big block there for St. Mark's. Helped them get that point.
That was absolutely right. It was Dimris who was the catalyst to getting that point for St. Mark's.
Correct.
Not letting that ball get past.
Back to serve is Dow. Cross hit. It's going to be blocked but out, and that's going to be a point for Padua. That's Megan Peters. The St. Mark's wall was there, but went off the hands and out of bounds. A little bit of a knuckleball there on that serve. Blocked. Wow, at the net. That looks like number 18, Olivia Stats. Guess how I could tell, Joe? By the happy dance.
I won't be doing one of those.
I tell you, that's one thing about these volleyball players. They got some serious energy. Tapped it over by Dimris. Oh!
Ouch.
Yeah, just didn't know where she was at. Good thing nobody got hurt. That's all that matters.
You kind of compare that to, in baseball, you got a foul ball going down the first or third base side.
There you go.
Got the first or third baseman and a shortstop going after.
There you go. It's tapped over. That's going to be blocked at the net. But St. Mark's is able to keep it going here. There's Padua. It's back to Dow, over to Jurkovic. Timing's just a little off. It's save. Here's the back set to Jester. She hits it home. Big hit. Cassidy Jester. You saw that one coming there. That was a perfect set. Oh, might have been a little long, but too hard to take there. Great job, St. Mark's just getting it back over. Padua's going to have to just hit this over, and it's going to be out. Just missed that gut staying in there.
I thought I had a pretty good view of that. I thought it was in.
Line judge says different.
They're the ones that matter the most.
Oh, and there's an ace. Katie Sanchin. Tell you, she's got some leaping ability here on that serve. That jump serve. Good hit again. That time it's dug out, but overhit. It's going to get back over. St. Mark's with an easy set here. Out. Jurkovic seems to just be a little strong on those kills today. Everything's going a little too far out of bounds. But that's a good sign for Padua.
Right.
Holly with the dig, and that ball's going to be hit, and it's going to go out. That's going to be a point for St. Mark's. I mean, even though this game is a 1-point lead, Padua just seems to be just a little bit more in tune right now in this set. As they take a 17-15 lead there. Spartans have had a lot of balls that were long, hitting out.
Yeah, and playing off what you said, it's like Padua definitely has a little more giddy up in their step tonight.
That's always nice on home court, right?
Absolutely.
Or as we say that, Maya Lewis hits one home for St. Mark's. Sarah Hessler in for St. Mark's. And Tyra Grott. Hope that's how you, Chiara? I think that's it. We'll get the proper pronunciation from Nancy in a minute. 18-16 lead, though, here as we get late in this first set. Our number 1 versus number 2 match of the week. Block, but no. Lewis gets it through. Seems like every time St. Mark's is about to tie it up, though, Padua does something to take the lead right back. Let's see if they can do that here. Outside set. There it is.
Out.
Tied up at 17. Oh, I'm wrong. I have the wrong score. 18-16. Sorry about that.
Well, just before that, it was 17-16.
I thought it was.
And Coach Griscos was over there at the table asking what's going on.
That's what I mean. I looked at the scoreboard again. I'm like, wait a minute. Who's running that scoreboard over there? St. Mark's takes the lead. 19-18. I didn't know if that was Joel. Wanted to know. We can give him a hard time.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it.
Here we go. St. Mark's is going to get a free play here. Big kill, but it's dug out. Tap back over. And it's going to be long again.
That's Dow again with the. It seems like any time St. Mark's wants to, put a shot the back end of the court, they're always going long with it.
You're right. Correct, Joe. They have been. Oh, and that ball is going to go out.
Yep.
It's a service error. 20-19 now. Here's Dow. Dow with the dig. She saves it there. St. Mark's is just going to have to hit it over. Here's a set. Back over. Tapped over. Hessler saves it. Lewis. St. Mark's stays alive. Tap back over. Big hit, and that's in. Megan Peters puts it home. That's her second try of that point. And that time she drives it home, tying this game up at 20.
And when they put that ball up over to the side of the court, I'm like, okay, here it comes.
Yeah, she's not the tallest on the floor, but she sure has some leaping ability. There's a miss hit.
Yep.
Just a little miscommunication between the two Spartans. That's going to give Padua a 21-20 lead. Miss hit again, miscommunication. Two players, St. Mark's, but they were able to save it. It's going to be a free play. Here's Jester back set. Dow back there. Yorkovich, big hit.
There it is.
Not able to dig that one out. And we're tied at 21.
Put your seatbelts on, folks.
Oh,
it's going to be a wild ride tonight.
You are right, Mr. Vitri. St. Mark's for a free play here. Yorkovich dug out, though. Here's Jester, hits the tape. St. Mark's taps it over. Here goes Peters again. It's blocked out of bounds. Man, she winds up, doesn't she?
She sure does. Peters ready to crank it up, then Damaris just hit it a little too long on the block.
Exactly. Yorkovich said it's blocked, though. There's a back set to Jester. Into the net, and it's going to be blocked. No, didn't get it. It dropped down. So it's going to be a 2-point lead now for Padua late. And Nancy's going to take a timeout. Smart timeout, I think, there. 23-21. You want to just kind of get things settled in. It's first time out of the game. Not bad for Nancy calling it there. And as you can see, the student section there for Padua out in droves. We miss these fans, don't we?
You got that right. You mentioned a rematch of the state championship just this last year, and you didn't hear this.
No.
And this is what high school sporting events is all about.
Man,
it really is.
I tell you, fans, the bands, the cheerleaders, you get it all, you know. St. Mark's crew is out here in pink tonight. Supporting their team.
See, and this is what a good fandom is all about. You know, you get great student sections for both Padua and St. Mark's, and you give a little heckling, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's not anything that's over the line.
Mm-hmm. You gotta come over to St. Mark's though when they have their home games too. They do a pretty good job of theme nights and different things they do. Like you said, the fandom's really good at both places here. So we're back underway. 2-point lead, big block, and that's Dimris again. She's had 2 or 3 key blocks already here in this first set,
especially in the late run that they're on right now. And we're looking at it now. A nice timeout.
That's it. There you go. That's right. You're right. Good timeout. Call it. You get the point after. You know that timeout worked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dug out there. Lloyd. Yorkovich goes down the line, but Quinn's there for that. Dow saves it. Lewis. And that time, she found the corner, Joe.
Right.
We're tied at 23.
Not too long, not too hard.
Well, like I said earlier, her overhits were good for Padua, but when she starts hitting them in, it's not. Blocked. And it gets through. Cassidy Jester. And we have set point for Padua here now serving. We got a sold-out crowd here, too, to go along with the student section. We're still wearing masks, but we're here, Joe. That's the good thing. Here's the set. Jester hits it home, and that's going to win. No, they're going to say a net violation. They're going to say it was a net violation. Stay right here, folks. We're tied at 24. Would you expect anything else? Good serve by St. Mark's. Here's the back set to Lewis. She's just going to have to tap it over as that set was a little too far away. Blocked at the net. That ball did not get over.
Spartans take the lead.
Julia Jurkovic comes back to serve. Right now it's set point for the Spartans. And that's going to be a Padua timeout.
Yep.
As Rainbow says, hold on. Let's talk this over.
And that's smart on her move, too. I mean, here we are just a couple of minutes ago. Padua had a 2-point affair, 23-21, and now St. Mark's reeled off 4 of the next 5 points.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing wrong with that. So, Joe, talk about our match of the week this week. We're actually going to have Wilmington Charter and Newark Charter, our match of the week next week, on our show tomorrow night live at Buffalo Wild Wings. And if you're a volleyball fan, tune in, because we're going to talk to both teams about their game of match of the week next week coming up. And that'll be a nice thing to see, too. Two good, another top 10 teams in the state going off against, facing each other. And we've got the okay that both charter teams are going to be on set. So we're going to be doing some interviews.
Nice. You always hear about coaches shows for the collegiate ranks and everything. You don't really.
We do it
see
for
a
the
lot.
kids.
That's what it's all about too.
Yeah, we want the kids to get the interview.
Indeed.
Here's Jester blocked. Outside blocked, but it gets through. Peyton Sullivan. Yeah, we asked the coaches a few questions, but we like to mess with the kids.
Absolutely.
You know, we throw in some curveballs every now and then. Oh, and that's gonna be almost an ace there. Jurkovic digs it out. Oh, and it's going to be mishit by Bond.
I have no idea how Jurkovic got that ball up. I mean,
as tall as she is, I know.
And she was nearly on the ground, or on the floor, I should say.
Yeah.
Gets it out and over, and Spartans up again, 26-25.
Here's Grott in the save, into serve, I'm sorry. Was there at set point. Double hit, that's it.
Wow.
St. Mark's is going to take the first one.
That was big.
Yeah, I mean, they struggled. They stayed within. They had a lot of mishits, some errors there in communication, but ended up being able to come back, and there you go, the timeout by Nancy. And after that, you know, they end up winning the match, so you know that worked out pretty good.
Take a 1-0 set lead. Or
match
lead, I should say.
And we will step aside. We'll come right back after a few words from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week.
The best part about great people is great people leads to quality of care, and our physical therapists really lead that mission and drive that. We want to have the opportunity to serve as much of our communities as possible with the highest level of excellence.
Clinical excellence really means being a leader in the profession and in the community, giving the patients the best possible care, and here at Premier, that is really what our mission is.
It all starts with wanting to help people. If you're helping people achieve whatever they want to, whether it's to get back on the sports field, to get back to work, or get back to whatever they need to do in their regular lives, that's really what underlies everything.
When patients come in here, they really truly do feel like part of our family. We're always involved directly with our patients and giving individualized care.
I come in and I may be broken down, bent over, but when I'm done my therapy, I'm feeling good. To know that you're listening and you're finding a way to help me. For me, that's huge.
You know, we want to help everybody we come into contact with. That's where we kind of get our reward as clinicians and therapists, is to see them achieve their goal and get back to, you know, what they wanted to. It's certainly been very rewarding to see how many people we can help as we've grown.
Our patients come in here and they really put a lot of trust in us to get them back to doing the things that they can't do. When you can't do those things, at the end of the day, your life is not fulfilled.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier?
And we are back here on the campus of Padua Academy as number 1 versus number 2 underway here for our match of the week for volleyball. I'm Nick Halliday, joined by Joe Vitri. And Joe, we said it's going to be a long night. We already went extra in the first one, and I don't think things are going to change here in the second.
And just by the looks of it, you know, in that first set, I mean, think about it. What was the largest lead? It wasn't but a couple of points, if that. Yep. So, yeah. I hope there's not a curfew.
Oh, and that ball hits the ceiling. Home court advantage there.
From what I understand, since it was on St. Mark's side, since it went up into the rafters, they were still able to play it.
Oh, yeah, they can play it. Yep. Makes things interesting.
Padua was glad they didn't play it.
Demarest with the big kill right there. She takes the point.
Milani Makel comes into the game for the Spartans. Number 17.
Oh, and they dig it out somehow and get it over. Good job by Padua saving that there. Yorkovich, that's in.
Talk about excellent placement. That ball, if it wasn't out in the corner, it was on the line somewhere.
It was. I agree. It was right there. Even the line judge was excited about that one.
Put that flag down real quick. It was in.
Oh. Nice save by Maya Lewis there. Blocked at the net. And that's going to get over, so it's going to be Padua's point.
Yep. Yeah, it was look like a combination of Jurkovic and Demarest, both going for the ball, but of course did not go over the net.
Correct. Here's a long set to Jurkovic. No good, though. Good save. Taylor Holly there. Oh, and a miss hit. That's going to be a point for Padua. Another set for Jurkovic. Hit hard. Peters couldn't handle that. Great job. Jurkovic with the point, tying it up at 3.
Katie Sanchin in for St. Mark's, number 7, about to serve.
Dug out by Sullivan. Here's Sanchin. And that time she just
into the net.
Didn't get it over. Four to 3 now, Padua lead.
What a shot. That's a 1-point game.
Back set, Jurkovic. It's dug out, though. Padua, nope. They're going to say double hit.
Tell you what, that up official, you got to have some pretty darn good eyes to see that.
I don't know the man's name, but I can tell you, I see him all. We do Goldie Beacom, and he does college too. So
Gotcha.
He does high school and college. He is everywhere. And yes, he is a good official. Blocked at the net, but it gets over as Lewis powers through there. St. Mark's take the lead.
Jurkovic to serve for the Spartans.
Back set to Jester. Blocked. Quinn saves. Lewis save. Here's Sanchin. Holly's just going to have to hit that over. Here's a set, but it's blocked at the net. Oh, what a save. Wait, no. They're going to say that ball never got over.
That was an excellent play by Makel. She just went up, blocked it, got the Spartan point.
She did. Here's a nice back set. It's no good, though. Here's Sanchin. Lewis just taps it over. Peters is there, though. Blocked at the net again. And that's Dow and Maycole together. That's 2 blocks in a row for Maycole.
It sure is. Yeah, she's like the little spark plug for St. Mark's. Coming into the game and get a couple quick points.
That's it. You need that. What a save by Holly. Holly, just a sophomore. Blocked, but it's going to be out. Sullivan's going to get the point there. And that was Maycole there again. Making her presence felt.
think Coach Nancy's going to give her a few extra minutes.
Make hole a little long. Right back comes the Pandas. Yeah, you got to go with the hot hand, right, Joe?
Absolutely.
There's Sanchin. She just taps it over, and it works. Catching them sleeping.
You know, just from our vantage point here, we're watching both teams are excellent. And the way that point played out, you have the ball going to the far side. Next thing you know, they put it back to the other side. I busted a hip just saying that.
That's the deception. And there's a block, but it goes out. And you notice, I mean, you know, that's the deception. She was waiting for that set up, looking, eyeing, making sure, seeing where the defenders were. And it's a great play by Katie Sanchin. 8-7 now. Lewis into the net. She's going to get another try at it. 2 for 1.
Yep.
And that time, she hits it off the arms of the defender and gets the St. Mark's point. Sorry about that. Outside set to Peters. It's blocked at the net, though. That was Hessler that time. It's tapped over. Great dive. Oh, they're going to get it? Yes, they did get it over. Great job by St. Mark's. Here's Jester Long. 10-7 now, St. Mark's. And great job by Holly. Recognizing where she was on the floor. Knowing that ball was coming with a lot of speed on it, and it goes out for the point for St. Mark's.
Yeah, she made the right choice by just letting it go.
Back set. And we get another try at it. Peters hits it. But there's Demarest right at the net again, and she's going to have to hit into Demarest, and that's bombed. Checking in here in this second set and getting a point. Morgan Bond. Here's Dow. She's going to just tap it over. It's saved. Do they get it? St. Mark's does. Dow blocked. And a great job by Padua.
Yeah, the Spartans onto the left side of the floor. Next thing you know, Padua says, aha, I see some opening. Put it right where they weren't. Well done, Padua.
Oh, mishit. She stays alive, though. Look at Holly with the
Are
dive.
you kidding me?
And then Lewis again. What a save. Oh, they get the point off of that, Joe. Oh, wow.
What?
That there, my friend, could be a top play candidate for next week's show. Great job by St. Mark's to get that point here. And they're going to call a double hit.
And now it's St. Mark's on a little bit of a roll now.
They are.
Up by 3.
We'll see if Rainbow thinks about a timeout, if this score gets up a little bit higher, or if Padua can close it out. Hessler's long.
Kind of just sensed that when she went to bring
She
her
knew
arm
it.
back.
She knew it.
Too.
Hit too much of the heel of the hand. A little too much gas on that. Oh, gonna have to. Oh, and that whole play there for St. Mark's just didn't go well.
No.
Just like that, we're back to a 1-point game.
And that was a little bit of miscommunication as well.
Exactly.
You see the, two girls just not talking.
Mm-hmm. Demarest, it's dug out. Hit back over, though. And that was Lyons with the dig. Demarest gets the 2 for 1 again and says, not this time.
And Nick, I don't know. Have you noticed Taylor Holly? When St. Mark's gets a point, she's up into the girl. She's the smallest girl out there, and she's like, yeah.
That's the spark plug,
God bless
man.
her.
That is the spark plug. We talked about it. She's just a sophomore. That tells you, and there's a big hit. Blocked by Maycole.
Yeah, when I was in high school, at St. Mark's, by the way, I mean, you had your sophomores that were pretty much JV teams.
Yeah,
You know, varsity was pretty much juniors and varsity.
That's what I was going to say.
And seniors.
That tells you how good she is to be playing on a team like this. Oh, it's going to be saved. Great job by St. Mark's. Back set, and that time Jester sends it home. And Annette has to watch out as the camera is getting hit.
Yeah, she got that foot out. You know, I think she played soccer before.
Tough serve to handle. Oh, there it is. That's when home court advantage doesn't help you. As that goes up and hits the air vents, and then came straight down.
To Padua's credit, though, it got up there pretty quick. So
that
there was
ball
no
was hit
time to
hard.
react.
Correct. That was a tough one to handle. That tapped the net and had some English on it. That looked like a knuckleball. There's a hit by Lewis. It's going to go back off of the rim, and that's it. That's Katie Thompson. She has that nice, oh, wow. Not much you can do with that.
Not at all. Cassidy Jester with a nice spike for the point for the Panthers.
They don't have her height on here, but I think Dow's close to 6'1". That's tough dig for her. Oh, we're just going to have to get this over. Had a hard time handling that serve. There's Jester again. It's blocked, though, and it's going to get over. She has the power to get it through the two blockers there.
Had a little English on it. Drop down in front. Pandas down by 1.
Jurkovic dug out, though. I believe that's Lines. Sullivan here. Lewis. And there it is. Hammers it home.
Wow.
Maya Lewis.
St. Mark's came out with a little slow start to get the match started this evening, but they're starting to get into the groove right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was Padua. It's not going to get over. Is it going to be saved? No.
I mean, I'll just say, too, that's taking nothing away from Padua.
No.
They're playing phenomenal.
Well, in the first match, it was St. Mark's chasing Padua the whole time, and now it seems to be Padua chasing St. Mark. And there's the timeout for Rainbow. And Padua takes the timeout. Yeah, I mean, 17-14. This is about the same time that Nancy took a timeout, too, and turned things around for St. Mark. So, we're just talking about some things, making sure they get things.
Minor adjustments.
Exactly. How can we get you guys to calm down? Think about something different. Take your mind off it and get out of that rhythm,
Tell them a joke. Probably not what they want to hear.
I used to do that all the time when I was coaching in baseball. When I went to the pitcher.
Did it work?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. Or I asked them what food they liked. You like Chinese or Mexican? And they'd look at me like I had two heads.
Yes,
or
please.
I tell them a joke. Yeah, just to do something to get their mind off of what they were doing. So.
It's amazing too. Just something that small, it goes a long way with them because they're not overthinking.
Correct.
Aside from what they're going to have for dinner.
Yeah. We're back here. St. Mark's is serving. Oh, and it's going to be tapped over. Luckily, the mistiming actually helped, and that's going to go through the hands, and that's going to be a point. 18-14 now. Probably the largest lead of this set right now.
I was just going to say, possibly of the match.
Yeah, oh, that was tough. Jurkovic had to, I'm sorry, that's Dow. And it's long. And Dow and Jurkovic could be sisters. Same body type. Same height.
The skyscrapers.
Now there's Dow to Jurkovic, back to Dow. She hits it hard. It gets through though, but Quinn is there to save it. Sullivan back hit. Here's Holly. Maya Lewis lines up and puts it right down the sideline. Great job by her. She's found her groove. Remember, she was having a tough time keeping it in. And now she's got pinpoint accuracy. Faith Dowling checking in for St. Mark's. Sullivan blocked, and it's out. Just too much. Peyton Sullivan really putting some power behind that swing.
Taylor Holly back in for St. Mark's.
Lewis hits it through the block of Bond and Peters to get the point. (20-16). Back to serve is Lewis. Peters just hits it deep. That's Dow, but it's dug out by Sullivan. Tapped at the net, and they're going to say she threw it.
Yeah.
And that's tough by Demarest. She blocks it, hits it straight up to herself. Tough play.
And she knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you get away with it, you get away with it.
Heck yeah.
Oh, there's a service error. Just didn't get it over the tape. St. Mark's has been holding this really 3-point lead because every now and then it goes down to 3 to back to 4. And Padua's going to need something. There it is. That's Peters. Man, can she jump.
Nice shot between Holly and Dow, and found the open spot.
That's it.
For the 18th point for Padua.
See if Lions can help Padua go on a run. Not when that happens. Big set to Jurkovic. Long. 23-18 now. Largest lead of the set. And that's going to give us another timeout. Not sure if Nancy called that or Rainbow. But
I have a feeling that if it was Nancy that called it, Rainbow's
yes,
like,
it's Padua,
you.
yeah. Exactly. But largest lead here, 5 points. Padua's going to have to really do something here to stop this momentum. Right now, St. Mark's has just been able to stay ahead of them by a few points. And it's really been since that timeout last match.
It really has, and it just seems like since that timeout, St. Mark's went on to win that the first set. They come back in the second, and it looks like they've gotten stronger.
Yeah.
As this second stanza is going.
They had a lot of errors on themselves that really didn't help them. But Lewis and Jurkovic were, hitting the ball too far, and now they've found that distance and really start to see what it does. Oh, that set was a little too far. It's going to be the same thing here for St. Mark's. Jester's going to get it. And blocked. Didn't get over the net.
Nope.
Hard to tell when we're behind it.
Right.
I got to wait till the...
we just look to see which way the official points.
Yeah.
Which side.
But
set point.
Yeah, exactly. Set point here for St. Mark's. Oh,
that's it.
Peters hits it into the net, and there it is. St. Mark's with a 2-0 lead here at Padua. And the student section's loving that for St. Mark's. But, Joe, we'll take a break. We'll come back, pay the bills, and we'll talk about this match here as soon as we hear from our sponsors.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union. Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fan wear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
Whether you're planning to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I am a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or visit bryans.loans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership.
And we're back. Nick Halliday joined by Joe Vitri. And Joe, St. Mark's has really started to find their groove. And now lead 2-0 right now in this match. Padua's going to have to answer back here. Well, they're going to find themselves down, and there they are taking the first point.
You know, one thing I studied up on, so to speak. I was watching the Ohio State Notre Dame match from yesterday, and they brought up something that I wasn't even paying attention to until they brought it up, where that because of the era of COVID, the teams don't go to the other sides of the floor. They just stay on the one side.
Yep, exactly.
I found that interesting.
Yep.
Even though we have a sold-out gym.
Yeah. Well,
it's great, though.
I know. They figure if they keep them on their side, they can't affect the other side. But, yeah. And they don't slap hands at the end, you know.
Yeah.
Used to do all that stuff. Padua and St. Mark's. St. Mark's is asking, and long. St. Mark's was asking there in between the points, like, hey, did that ball get over or not? Trying to see if they could sneak that point out of there, but Padua was able to come away with that with the mishit by St. Mark's. Oh, great serve. That had a lot of English coming down. And Quinn has the presence of where she's at on that back line. Padua comes out with a 3-1 lead. Like I said, they're going to need to win this set or they're going home. So
it's do or die for them.
That's
right
it. Jurkovic, great job by Sullivan. She's going to get the ball right back. But then Dow digs that one out. Sullivan again. Jester down the line, and she's going to hit it. It's just going to be too much to handle. 4-1 now, Padua.
Sullivan was all over the floor for Padua. I mean, she was incredible during that point.
And it looks like we woke up the Pandas over there.
Or Rainbow did.
Yeah. Oh, too much. Great set there, though. Get that to Jurkovic. Jurkovic comes away with the point. Again, give a shout out to Mike Lang and Jason Winchell down in Myrtle Beach golfing. Me and Joe Vitry get to call a volleyball game because when them two get back, no one gets to. Here in this third set, it's going to be out, and it's going to go on the other side of the antenna. And it's going to be a 4-3 lead now.
Yep. It was once 4-1. Now St. Mark's with 2 straight.
That's it.
And Sanchin with the serve.
She has that nice jump serve. And there's the ace as we speak.
This is going to come as a shock. We're tied.
That time she took a little something off it, but it's blocked at the net. And that's Maycole. Alani Maycole had a couple of big blocks that helped St. Mark's win that second set.
Oh, she did just put up a big hand on that one and said, piece of cake.
St. Mark's takes the 5-4 lead. Back to Sullivan. Sullivan uses the angle. Too much to handle. 5-5. Sullivan's had a good game. We've been calling her name an awful lot.
Indeed.
And there's Jester. 6-5 now, Padua.
Now here in the third set, it's apparent that Padua has made some adjustments, and they're the stronger team coming out early on.
That's what happens when your backs are against the wall, right?
Very true.
Jurkovic has to just drop that over. Padua does the same thing right now. Jurkovic hit. Oh, it's up. It stays. And it's going to be alive for St. Mark's. Here's a back set to Jester. She taps it over. Oh, and Lewis with a diving save, but couldn't get it over. And the point is going to go to Padua, but what an effort there by Maya Lewis.
And that ball just went straight up.
Exactly.
We had Maycole. She wasn't sure she should hit it or not, but next thing it falls right in front of her.
Yep, it's a tough, and that's long. And that was Olivia Stats there on the service error. Padua's going to have to just hit this over. Oh, and that's on the line. No, long. Woo, that looked good from here. Then again, I'm not the judge. We're tied at 7. Eight to 7.
I was waiting to see what side of the net that one on.
Yeah, it's tough when we're sitting behind it, but right now, I'll take sitting here as long as there's fans in the stands.
Exactly.
Oh, and Sanchin catch him sleeping. No, they're going to say it was a double hit by her. I thought she caught him sleeping.
Yeah.
We're tied at 8. Great job, St. Mark's saving that. Hit to Sullivan. Holly with the nice dive. Yorkovich blocked at the net. Oh, it tapped over. Nice job. And that will be Audrey Lyons.
Talk about hitting it where they're not.
Correct.
Perfectly placed.
Oh, and a good serve. That just barely cleared the net. Oh, and Maya Lewis sends it home. What a return. Here's something, Joe. We're tied. Sullivan has to just tap it over. Timing's off just a little. Dow, big hit, and it's going to go off the hand of Quinn. 10-9 now, St. Mark's.
And in for the Spartans is Angelina Mendez and also Sarah Hessler. Hessler 36, Mendez at number 15.
I believe that's the first time we've seen her tonight. She comes in to be a serve specialist, and looks like she does her job. Tapped over, Peters, good save, but no, not going to be able to save that, and that's going to be another St. Mark's point.
Kind of thought Quinn was going into the stands for that one.
It was close.
They would have caught her.
Thank God there are people there this year, because without it, you just go.
That would hurt.
Yeah, exactly my point. We'll set the Bond. Bond taps it over. Dow's going to do the same thing. Doesn't work there either, though. There's a free play here. Lewis blocked at the net. Good job by Bond. She drops it in, and it's pancaked. Great job by Quinn. Not going to be over, though. But what a pancake there by Quinn. However, that point stays with St. Mark's.
This has definitely been a game of runs for this one.
Yeah, it's true. Yep.
Padua started off strong. St. Mark's comes back and holds a 3-point lead.
Oh, little miscommunication.
That's something we haven't seen a lot from Padua tonight with them. I mean, they've been on spot for most of the match.
They have. They're going to take a break. They're going to take a short timeout. We are too. Let's take a short timeout real quick. Give a little time to our sponsors.
Well deserved.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
And we're back. Nick Halliday joined by Joe Vitri. And, right into the net. That's going to be our largest lead of this set here with a 5-point lead now for St. Mark's. And they have a commanding 2-0 set lead. And they win this next one, and that'll be it.
Nice stave.
Oh, there's Jester. Back line. Hits it home.
One of the few that Dow couldn't get up to.
And that's going to be long. A little too strong there from Dow. St. Mark's, Padua with 2 quick ones. Lewis, it's dug out though. That was Jester back there. Lewis gets a 2 for 1. Always takes advantage of that 2 for 1, doesn't she?
Just another day at the office.
15-11 now. After the point, she gets the serve. Good serve. Here's a set right in the middle. Bond hits it into the net again for the second time.
Another 5-point lead.
16-11 now. St. Mark's, and there's an ace.
Perhaps the biggest lead.
And if you have another timeout, you might want to use it. 17-11 now. And there's another one.
Wow.
2 in a row. Lewis has the mojo right now, making it work.
Yeah, we've been back from the break for maybe a minute and a half. And how many quick points?
Exactly. Blocked at the net by Hessler. And everything is falling right now for St. Mark's as they're running away with this third and what could be final set of the match. Lewis coming up for the drop shot. Wow, everything is working right now. St. Mark's is on a roll.
20
and there it is. You use the timeout. Ooh, not a good chant. I think that got shut down real quick. St. Mark's crew. That was funny. Getting a little excited over there, huh,
rambunctious.
They're doing the Nancy dance. That's a good one. Well, listen, these two teams, it's, top 2 teams in the state. You knew you're going to have a game of runs. And right now, St. Mark's has just been able to outlast Padua in the first 2, and now they're kind of stretching the lead here in this third. But it's early in the season, and I'm telling you, they're going to get to see each other again at St. Mark's, and then I'm sure they're going to see each other again sometime in that state tournament. Floats just a little too strong there.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. It's only match 4 of the season.
Exactly right.
There's still a lot of time to go, and who knows what will happen between now and next week, for example.
Correct. That's true. Early in the season. Dow blocked at the net. It gets through. It's tapped over. Oh, just too much. Great job by Lyons there.
2 quick ones for Padua.
Yeah, I didn't say this was over. I said
no.
that they were ahead a little bit. Dow blocked, but it goes out. Brooke Dow gets the point there. 21-13. There's a set to Peters. Holly able to handle it though. And Jurkovic sends it home.
We see one team, they come out, they put a couple of quick points together, and just like that, the other team does the same thing. So it's definitely a game of runs, and St. Mark's is all one.
Yeah. Oh, what a save, though. And that was Jurkovic looking for the open spot on the floor. She did a good job, but Sullivan was there to save it. And it's blocked at the net. Demarest, they're going to call a miss hit again. 23-13.
Wow. You know, a word that we haven't used all night, but I think it might be safe to say right now, domination.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what I've seen is St. Mark's put their game together, and Padua started making more mistakes here, especially in this third set.
Match point.
That's it.
That's the last chant you want to do, because next thing you know, Padua will go on a big run here.
Jurkovic. And that'll be it. 3-0. Like you said, great job. A little bit of a dominating win here, you know, with a 3-0.
And you look at the scores. I mean, Padua came out strong. They scored 23 in the first set, 18 in the second, and only 13 here in the third.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, we saw the St. Mark's team came out and they were a little rusty. Their timing was off. Some of their hits were long. They really weren't having their best game. Nancy calls that timeout, and after that timeout, it was lights out volleyball from them.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's when Padua was up.
Yeah, but after that, they ran away with it.
Yeah,
so
they really did.
I mean, they started. That tells you how dominant they were. They were 12-0 last year, or 15, whatever it was, by the time they were done, or 12, whatever ended our season with the shortened season a little bit. But again, they were undefeated last year for a reason, Joe. You know, I mean, it's not hard to tell the talent and how good that team really is. To come in here and sweep a Padua team at home, you know,
and
it ain't easy.
A very lively crowd too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the crowd was in it from beginning to end. No question about it.
Yeah.
But as the match went on, we started to see why St. Mark's is the #1 team.
Exactly. There you go.
They just put it all together when they had to.
They do, and they have girls that do it all. Multiple. I mean, you saw Dow in the back here, and Jurkovic, and you know those girls. You know, switching positions and being able to catch digs and do it all, and that's why they're the #1 team in the state for a reason.
And they, you know, they can't celebrate too much because they're right back at it Thursday night at home against Red Lion Christian Academy.
Oh yeah, it doesn't get easy, does it?
Never does. It never does.
All right, well, that'll do it. Joe, appreciate you coming out and helping us out today. I mean, hopefully we'll have you back. We'll figure out some games. And Mike and Jason, obviously, our volleyball gurus. Annette Lang for helping us tonight on the camera. We pulled the crew together and got it done, and we saw a good match. So we're excited. So that'll do it from all of us here at Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. We appreciate you tuning in. Look for our show tomorrow, and then we have 3 really exciting football games the rest of the week.